Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, stepping from the port. We in first black champ. Let it begin. Camp from the port. JR bang in the corner. Real talk, real heat. Tune in, now we on ya. Ding, ding, stepping. Mic check. Let it spin. From the port. We in first black champ. Let it begin.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is the weekend of SummerSlam. SummerSlam. Yeah, the Clash of Titans. And we are officially wrapped up at night one. And who knew they'd do the whole show before dusk? Certainly not me. I was at work. But be that as it may, man, night two is upon us. It is Sunday, and it is time to talk about wrestling like nobody else in the entire world. So get ready, because it's time for the First Black Champ podcast, and I am your podcast intercontinental champion, Camp from the Port.
And I am JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download to the Barbershop Network, home of the First Black Champ podcast. Make sure you follow us on everything, DFBCPOD. And y'all know what it is. It is SummerSlam weekend. Night one was last night. We're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, on August 2nd, 1992, something special happened. In Baltimore, Maryland, Ron Simmons defeated Vader to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, becoming the first ever Black World Heavyweight Champion. And this podcast, First Black Champ, is named specifically for Ron Simmons in that moment. If you've ever seen that video, see the little black kid running across the shit, you know, he excited in that thing because he's seeing history for the very first time. Before we get started with SummerSlam, let's talk about that moment, Camp. When you saw that moment, when you heard that Ron Simmons is the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, what did that mean to you?
Man. So, first of all, first word, unbelievable. Like, I had no idea that I would see that. And wildly enough, in reflection, it's not for the reasons that I would assume it as an adult. So, give that year for us one more time, Bang, of when Ron Simmons became the first Black champ of my time.
1992. I was 10, you were 11.
Yes. So at 11 years old, watching WCW 1992, I'm not looking at this from the perspective, oh man, he black, he not going to win. I'm looking at it as Vader's a serial killer. Vader's a supervillain. Vader's a monster. No way Ron Simmons is going to beat him, even though he looks stronger than Sting. like he looks stronger than Luger. I get it. But for me, just as, again, innocent wrestling preteen fan, it ain't about race for me. It's literally just the fact of like, yo, this is Vader, dog. Like, Vader hurts people forever in my mind at 11 years old. So when I see this, it's literally unbelievable. It is one of the underrated, if you will, underrated David and Goliath stories, because Ron Simmons don't look like a David. Like, he really doesn't. If you just looked at them as a pairing, this looks very equal. But when you just see the path of destruction that Vader had on this runway, it's like, oh, hold on now. This is a little different. And this is a wrestler coming from a tag team that's obviously over, and surprisingly more over than I even realized looking back at it. And so you get this match, and even though now in hindsight I look at the match and I was like, I wish somebody could talk to Vader about that finish because I got questions. I got questions looking back, and it wasn't until somebody shared this match, I want to say maybe last year or the year before, where I was like, damn, he sure did. He sure did no sell that finish. What? That's whack. But back to me as a child watching here, it was monumental for me. And I think inherently, I look at it like, oh, wow, yo, the champion looks like me. Wow. Well, that's super cool. So now, hey, listen, when that happens, you know what I do? Ask my mom for a ride to Kmart, go to the toy section aisle, and then I go there, look at all the wrestling action figures in there, look for Ron Simmons, cop it. That's what I did. And they never had Butch Reed. I was that.
I ain't never seen a Butch Reed action figure in my life.
Yeah, Butch Reed was on the back of the.
Oh, he was. He was just on the back of the picture.
Yeah, but I'd never seen the Butch Reed action figure in stores. We need to have a talk about that. But man, it changed the way I watch wrestling to a degree, because they were saying, yeah, he's the first African American champion, WCW. And I was just like, yeah, wow, okay, that is cool. And I did become more invested in Ron Simmons, but also in the aspect of, wow, okay, yeah, he is a black wrestler. White wrestlers do win most of the time. It still doesn't quite matter to me as much as it does now. But just as a kid in the moment, it was an unbelievable feat. It was, and I know like some, I don't know, wrestling elitists or wrestling purists, whatever you want to call them. But for me, and I'll speak only for me, Ron Simmons winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship to me was equivalent to Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant to me. Like, that's how big that was for me to watch it as a kid. So this is a monumental occasion for a wrestling fan like me. And I'll always hold this moment in high regard. Ron Simmons will always be an incredible, legendary wrestler to me. He could have never been Farouk, and he would still be that for me. The Nation of Domination could never exist, and he would still be that for me because I saw it. I was there. And I know that, wow, my opinion on wrestling, Ron Simmons, and even the black wrestler started to change with that one seed planted with that moment.
What you just said right there, the black wrestler changed for you. It changed for me as well. This is no diss to the Coco Bewares. This is no diss to the Special Delivery Joneses and the Kamalas, things of nature. Because I probably am the only person that I know that had Special Delivery Jones action figure.
Yeah, wow. You still have that?
No,
wow.
That shit's gone. There was the big wrestling figures with
the rubber joints.
The rubber joints that had the steel in them, and you go ahead and do it. Like, I had that and Kamala, right? So the black wrestlers that I'm used to is Special Delivery Jones. I'm used to Kamala. I'm used to Junkyard Dog, and Doom. And Doom was my favorite tag team ever at one point. They were my favorite tag team ever. Before they took off the masks, I was like, I don't know who these black dudes and underneath these masks, but they whooping the Steiner brothers' ass. And then they take the mask off by losing to the Steiner brothers. I'm like, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. That's Butch Reed. He was in the WWF. Okay. I remember doing a little bit. Ron Simmons, I did not know. It's like, this is a new brother. This is a new dude. And boy, you couldn't tell me nobody had a better power slam than Ron Simmons. So for me, it was like, okay, there are wrestlers who actually win. Simple as that. It's black wrestlers who can win, and they could win big. Because it's not like I didn't see a black person with a title, because at one point, Doom was the tag team champs. So it wasn't like I never thought that a black person could win a championship because of Ron Simmons and Butch Reed. But when you got into the Ron Simmons Lex Luger feud, I'm like, okay, this is a little, I don't know, this looks weird.
Yeah,
but
it's spicy.
But everything changed to me when it comes to black wrestlers and black wrestling. Not when Ron Simmons wins the championship. It's when Ron Simmons beats Vader. To your point. Because I was so scared of Vader as a shorty. Nobody could beat Vader in my eyes. And even if you beat him by luck. Everybody that I saw Vader beat, he beat their ass. Like, it wasn't, he just won. He beat their ass. I remember seeing Vader at the Clash of the Champions with the mask on going up against, I think it was Stan Hansen, yeah. And how they was whooping each other asses. And then he was gone for a minute. Then he come back with Harley Race and he beating everybody ass. As much as I celebrate Ron Simmons being the first black heavyweight champion, I celebrate Ron Simmons for surviving and beating Vader.
Hey, listen,
It's
you got to be there to understand that.
Right, you got to be there to understand that. So it was double the win to me. The fact that he no-sold that, I didn't give a shit. I was like, he won. And he survived Vader. It's not until Ron Simmons is Farouk aside where I'm like, yo, why y'all doing that black dude like that? And it's not until he's in the Nation of Domination for me to appreciate that he's the first ever black world heavyweight champion, because everything revolved around him surviving Vader.
Yes.
And that's how dangerous Vader was. And for me, that's how iconic that win was. It's not just because if he would have beat Sting, if he would have beat Ric Flair, if he would have beat anybody else, it would have been, oh, he won the championship.
Yeah.
No, he won the championship, but first and foremost, he survived a monster. But years later, I understand, like, yo, this is a big moment because, and I mentioned this months ago on the pod when I was looking through like the old wrestling, on YouTube. Coco Beware, Special Delivery Jones, Kamala. And Kamala, I'm used to seeing Kamala win, but then when you go up against Hulk Hogan, he loses. When he goes against Undertaker, he loses. He never wins the big one. Coco Beware, he only wins on Superstars.
High energy.
And you think he gonna lose then. Like, he might lose this one right here. And and I could go on. And I didn't live in a time like Hood did where you saw Butch Reed or Junkyard Dog. Like, when I start seeing Junkyard Dog don't look like same Junkyard Dog. But when I see Ron Simmons, from the minute I see him, he's winning. He's a star.
Yes.
So, well, look, congratulations and funny story. And I don't know if he's watching, but Sean Knight was at a event. Sean Knight was in the event in Jacksonville, Florida. And he had mentioned to Ron Simmons, and he told me Ron Simmons was going to be there. I said, you ain't got to do shit, but just tell Ron Simmons that we're the First Black Champ podcast, and we've named this podcast dedicated to him for winning, being the first black champ and everything. He was like, oh, I'm going to tell him that thing. And he told him, he said, yo, I want to be on this podcast. If that's the case, I want to be on this podcast. So one day we hope to have Ron Simmons on this podcast, but August 2nd, 1992 was a pivotal moment in wrestling history because he became the first recognized black heavyweight champion. You had Bobo Brazil and others who won the regional championships, but not the world heavyweight championship. So salute to Ron Simmons. Now, in saluting to Ron Simmons, we also have to salute what happened last night. SummerSlam Night 1 happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we're kicking this off with the main event of the evening.
Yeah, man.
I guess it's a surprise that they made this the main event, but
it was to me. I ain't gonna lie.
It was to me. But Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell, main evented night 1 of SummerSlam, and Oba Femi defeated Brock Lesnar to win the feud. And it looks like Brock Lesnar might be done. He said that he's the past and Oba Femi's the future and everything. In watching this, did we need this to be a Hell in a Cell?
Tricky, but I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes. And the only reason why I say yes is because we're on a like 10-year run, maybe like 13, maybe. Of if you've seen one Brock Lesnar match, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
So you put that with the fact that Oba beat him out the gate the first time. And so then he has to come back, Lesnar, and win match 2. And yeah, could they have just done last man standing? Yes. Could it just been a specification of no disqualification, no count out? Yeah. We're not getting no Iron Man match. And we don't want to see the 2-minute joint where one of them just dominates 3, 4, 5 finishers and it's a wrap. So the extra element of it being Hell in a Cell, with it being Brock Lesnar, and kind of, well, at least we're making the assumption, kind of culminating his career in different spots throughout that match. I think you do need it. I think we do need it because not only one does it say, look what it takes to really put Brock Lesnar out the game, but it also, for me, showed, oh, wow, so Oba Femi's that real with it. Like, oh, he's that type of dude. Like, where you just can't do anything to him and it's a wrap for him. So I even though, again, I saw some of the underwhelming reviews, and I get it. And maybe where this might be a battle of the how much of a wrestling storytelling fan are you? Because I don't think the greatest story was told in this sequence at all. But I think you do get what you need from both of them as they move on from this match.
From what I saw last night, this didn't need to be a Hell in a Cell match, and it didn't need to be a main event either. But I'll stick with the Hell in a Cell piece. I think that WWE picked the wrong match stipulation or match style for this. I think this would have went off better as a last man standing match. As much as those two beat each other ass, they didn't need a hell because they didn't need Hell in a Cell because they didn't need to keep anything out and enclose things. They needed to just beat each other ass. And if they would have made this a last man standing match, I think it would have came off better because if you put this match as a Hell in a Cell, then we expect you to use the cage more often. And when you start talking about Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, I'll be real. In my thinking after this match was done last night, I thought this was more of an ode to the Undertaker than it was an ode to Brock Lesnar. And that's why I'm like, yeah, this didn't need to be that. If you're going to, this is going to be your last match, but you want to say to the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because when you did the plywood was what the Undertaker did with you, and you did the same thing in this match. It wasn't anything really to me outside of that really spoke to the Undertaker, but that was, or anything else So that moment is the moment where it's like, and then Brock Lesnar didn't even land on the plywood to lose the match. This match
Yeah.
was more of an ode to The Undertaker than it was to anything else. And I believe that if it was a last man standing match, being that these two beat each other's asses in the two matches that they had, the fact that Brock Lesnar don't get up at 10 and Oba wins works better than Oba giving him the power bomb and pinning him, and then, they raising the cage. With that being said, I don't give a shit. Because Oba Femi paid Brock Lesnar and them fans back for what they did to Kofi Kingston officially and any black wrestler that he went up against. That's one. And two, Brock Lesnar did something that I've never seen Brock Lesnar do, and quite honestly, I didn't even think he was capable of. He pulled that man back in the ring when that man was about to give Brock Lesnar his moment, and Brock said, "No, you come here. I'm the past. This is the future." Now, Brock Lesnar basically said, "Stop calling me to come back for shit." But also,
Facts.
He put that man over in a way that I don't even think Oba was expecting, because when you look at Oba's body language, he was basically like, "Oh, shit. All right."
Right. Yeah. I'm so glad you said that. And I'm glad we're talking about that Undertaker, the homage to the Undertaker. And I'm going to tell you how I'm choosing to interpret it, but because I feel you, but this is how I'm choosing to interpret it. Brock Lesnar, in my mind, was stabled and labeled that dude before he became the one in 21-1. He was that dude to me. But it was almost like Brock Lesnar took the approach as like, you know what? My career was what it was, but it wasn't until I beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania that it changed for me.
Right.
So now I want to make sure that Oba Femi's win over him really changes it for him. It was almost like he was under the impression that WrestleMania wasn't enough. And I totally disagree with that. But at the same time, though, it's like, who has beat Brock Lesnar twice in a year? It's like, oh, okay. I don't think I know that answer. I don't think I know that answer at all. So it's that, and then the salute at the end. I think the ultimate salute. I mean, hey, look, we know the internet father about Brock Lesnar. We know that, hey, black people never beat Brock Lesnar. That's been the thing. And speaking to what Triple H had to say, hey, maybe, just maybe, none of you black guys were over enough to beat Brock Lesnar. I don't want to get into that conversation. Let's just stick where we at.
That'll cause a fight on the internet.
Yeah,
if he ever said that, you break glass, bing,
right? You know what I'm saying? So with all that, because I do see the power in the last man standing match as well, but it was almost like he was saying like, hey, yo, I'm going to Undertaker this for you, because this is what the Undertaker did for me. And I respect it, but I agree with you. You know what I mean? I agree with you.
Yeah, like, that's all. Like, I just think it was the wrong match for this, the wrong match style. I believe it should have been a last man standing match, and then, Brock Lesnar could still do his raise the hand and stuff and everything, and then go off in the sunset. That is it. Mm-hmm. That is all. What should be next for Oba Femi? As we talk about this now, it is clear that whoever won between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes will be going up against whoever wins between Sami Zayn and Finn Balor. And we know who won the championship, and we'll see who's the number one contender today. So that means that whoever wins between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins may have to contend with Oba Femi or somebody else. We don't know. But what should be next? Should we throw Oba right into a feud with whoever wins night 2, SummerSlam, Roman and Seth? Should he... There's a theory going out on the internet that a returning Bronson Reed should attack Oba Femi, keeping him away from the championship belt. And you have a feud between two behemoths. What do you believe should happen? Should one of those two scenarios happen, or should we get something else?
Man, you know, this might just be the old school wrestling fan in me, but I kind of just want him to just start just beating people up, man. I just want to see him beat people up for like a year. Well, not a year, but like, you know, close to the year. Let's just beat a bunch of people up. Because continuity, right? I think that's super important. And I'm not saying that beating Brock Lesnar, especially twice within 12 months, I'm not saying that don't hold weight as far as you getting a title shot, because it should. But at the same time, dog, I'm really like excited about the possibility of a Braun Breaker versus Oba Femi, a Bronson Reed versus Oba Femi. Hell, I would even like Logan Paul versus Oba Femi. I think there's just
I like that for various reasons. I like that for various reasons.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, I think that we, like wrestlers, we get so focused on the world title sometimes that we don't even like build up reasons why it should really happen right now. It's like, oh, you beat dude. Oh, shoot, hey, throw him in the main event. Throw him in the title match. Oh, she beat her. Oh, yeah. I mean, she got to get the title now, right? It's just got to happen like that. It's like, no. I mean, and this ain't even about the Attitude Era. This ain't even about the Ruthless Aggression Era. This is literally about just wrestling. Like, to stay current enough, John Cena, when he figured out the Thugonomics thing, one of his biggest moments was being the opening match of WrestleMania 20 and beating the Big Show for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
But him versus Eddie Guerrero was so much more important. Him versus Kurt Angle without the belt is so much more important. Him versus Brock Lesnar for nothing other than like, oh, we the two new dudes that's just got to do this. Like, those things matter. So when it did come around for the world title, it mattered more to me. This everything about builds is so microwavable to me that I don't even understand how wrestlers are going to stay afloat. Don't want this to Garrett. This is my guarantee hope not. I guarantee hope not that Oba Femi beats Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns by September, and then by next August, creative has nothing for him. That's what I don't want to see either. It's almost like, let him get into some feuds. Let him get into some more trilogies. Let him do some just other things, whether it's test of strength or specialty matches or just something that's like, oh, wow, he really can wrestle, or he can really promo now, like, or he's at another level with this. Everybody that we think is great, I guarantee you our favorite match from them is not a title match.
Yeah.
I guarantee some of your favorite moments are not in pursuit. It's more in pursuit of the title than actually getting it or retaining it. That's how you really build wrestlers. This is high key what they want the John Cena Classic to be, because you can lose and still win. But they didn't scrap that idea high key, and we ain't gonna talk about it. We're just gonna leave it alone like they leaving it alone, okay? We're gonna do that. But because John Cena even knows, hey, some of my biggest moments just like some of Bret Hart's biggest moments, just like some of Stone Cold's biggest moments came from the L. Because that's the night I got over. That's the night these people got with me. That's the night that the shirt tally went up and my music hit, and all of a sudden the energy got different, and it was like, okay, yeah, we definitely just came mid-card, my man, no more. And that, if you hey, listen, pause. You blow the load on Oba Femi too quick, he's not gonna make it to 2029. And that's my word.
So a couple of things here that I feel that's very important that you had said. Don't blow the load, pause, on Oba Femi. My only thing about that is since we're not in the era of jobbers, who you gonna put in front of him to beat? And that's what scares me about the whole thing. I love the idea of Bronson Reed coming out and giving him 6 tsunamis, and we don't see him for about 2 weeks. Right? I hope that happens on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I hope Oba Femi comes out there, start talking, and then next thing you know, Bronson Reed comes out. Now, does Bronson Reed come out with Paul Heyman? So Paul Heyman looks like this is revenge for Brock, and he says he wants Bronson Reed to be his new Brock, and we have a Vader-like heel. Y'all know how I feel about Vader. Y'all know how I feel about Bronson Reed, right? Then it starts looking like Oba Femi to Paul Heyman is Hulk Hogan and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I'm going to keep trying to throw people in front of you. Then maybe, just maybe, I'm back with Roman Reigns. Like maybe, just maybe, it is Paul Heyman trying to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at the rise of the ruler. And he gets back with his homie, and his homie loses at WrestleMania. Oba Femi should not touch a championship belt until WrestleMania. That's it. Okay. That's all. Now, mind you, I am the person that was after the King of the Ring, or even the first WrestleMania, like, go ahead and put the belt on him now.
Yeah.
Because he's never going to be hotter. I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong in that assessment now. Let's build this man up. Just don't build him up with wrestling jobbers or wrestling just random ass folks. Give him quality opponents that are actually like, yo, it's gonna take some work from Oba. Don't give him the Goldberg where he goes up against, Buff Bagwell, Scott Norton, and goes up against Virgil, and then he wins the TV championship, and then he goes up against Glacier, and he goes up against Mortis, then he defeats Arn Anderson, wins the and then he goes against Raven, he wins the United States championship. No, let's give it to him now. Let's give it to him right off the bat. Give me Braun Breaker. Matter of fact, give me Division. Give me all of them. And now I got to go take on all of these joints. Because I can tell you, for me with Sting, what made Sting important to me is not Ric Flair whooping his ass. It was, let me put all of my homies in front of him that we know cold that can do it. Bronson, Braun, Damian Priest, Baron. Matter of fact, you want to, I got you. And I'm going to make this should happen. This ain't no guarantee, but damn it, this should happen. Who's coming back on Monday Night Raw, August 3rd?
Oh, Kevin Owens. Oh, wait.
No.
Oh, wait. No, it's not.
Big Cass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Go ahead. Sorry.
Let's put, especially since you have promos, let's put Big Cass in the prime spot. What should happen is Oba Femi gets the mic. He gets to talking about Brock Lesnar and he respects him, but he beats him and all of that. And then out of nowhere, the 7-foot dude, and you can't teach that, comes in and beats the shit out of Oba Femi. And then now, you like, damn. Not only did Big Cass come back, Big Cass is pissed because technically, what spot is Big Cass supposed to have? This spot.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be his spot. So, that's what I would do on Monday. On Monday, not Bronson Reed. We don't know if he's all the way healthy or not. Kevin Owens, he's reportedly ready to come back. But Kevin Owens, you come back to CM Punk, Cody Rhodes conversation. You go over there. That's what you do. Because your man's is fighting for the number 1 seed. You go over there and help him win that number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Oba, on Monday, since y'all got these vignettes with Big Cass, that's what you do. Now you just put Big Cass in the prime spot, and now you got Oba, who's already in the prime spot. We got 2 behemoths, as we just said, and it keeps him away from Roman versus Seth and whoever wins that. Then you start feeding him beasts, pause, and then he wins the Royal Rumble, and that, now you can't deny him. He's won the King of the Ring, now you won the Royal Rumble, now I go up against Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I dig it. You know what? I was worried about Big Cass as the casualty in that, but I like that. But I like more of what you said before, which is now I want to see Oba Femi take out the Vision, which is the faction that none of us like anyway, and just get them out the way. I think that's.
I don't want him to touch them at this point.
Yeah.
I think the Vision has failed so far. Even when you got Paul Heyman saying, you don't need me, you got Maxine, so you straight. They failed so far that I'm not worried about that. And I don't want to see Big Cass and Enzo. I don't need to see that. If he's 7 foot, treat him like a 7-footer. If he's 7 foot, 300 and some pounds, treat him as that. You put him with Enzo, you're putting him into a comedy act. And them vignettes that y'all dropping ain't comedy acts. It's literally, I had an alcohol problem. I had issues with the law.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be this next big thing, and I squandered it. And I'm about to come back here and make y'all laugh? Hell no. I'm about to come back here and I have to make a statement. The only statement that Big Cass can make that's big enough for the vignettes about I was supposed to be the next big thing and I squandered my shit is to go straight to the top. And straight to the top at this point is Oba Femi. That's it. That is all. I'm going by how you presented that man. Do not Funkasaurus this. What's my man name?
Brodus Clay. Tyrus.
Yeah, no, Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay. They had them vignettes for Brodus Clay looked like a monster was coming to the WWE. The next thing you know, Naomi and old girl start dancing. And he's like, who the fuck is this? No. Every vignette they've dropped with Big Cass has been, I squandered this. Now I'm back to reclaim what I feel like I should have. And Oba Femi is in the position that many thought Cass was supposed to have, to the point, remember, they broke them up. They broke them up. And Cass was supposed to be the next big thing. And Vince McMahon said, yo, to the point where you said WrestleMania 40 is him and Baron Corbin. 2 7-footers going at it. You want to keep away Oba. You want to keep him away from Roman. You want to let that build. You build him up by bringing those monsters. The first monster that you put up in his face is the man who feel like this should have been my spot, Big Cass. After that, you go bring in Bronson Reed. After that, you bring in Braun Breaker. After that, it's the Royal Rumble. You win the Royal Rumble, you flat out say, I want Roman Reigns. It is August 2nd, y'all. The end of the year is almost here. I just gave you 3 people to put in front of that's going to make each one feel bigger than the next. Mm-hmm. And now you get him to Roman Reigns. And now you get him WrestleMania. And then he wins. And you put him over.
Not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Because I think no matter what, we have reached our common goal here today, which is make sure that Oba Femi is not just this flash in the pan moment. Here's my potentially scorching hot take to some of you stands out there, but I don't want Oba Femi's career to end up like Goldberg's.
Nope.
And I don't know how everybody else perceives it, but I can sum up Goldberg's entire run in like 7 matches. And one of them we pissed about because he ruined Bret Hart's career. So for me, I want better for Oba Femi than Goldberg. Because hey, look, Goldberg actually thought he walked out thinking he deserved more than what he got. And I thought that was too much.
So before we move on, hey, y'all watching this on social media, y'all watching this on YouTube, you know people that like wrestling, share with a friend. Share to all of you wrestler homies. First Black Champ Podcast. We are live right now. Make sure you check out the podcast on Barbershare Network.
Hey, share that shit.
Share that shit.
Share that shit. Share that shit.
All right, so Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. Now, real quick, I think Cody and CM Punk was like, yo, so we not the main event? Y'all wild out here. You know what I'm saying? I know probably some complaining that's going on in the back, and I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if we see that in a little bit. But they wrestled last night. CM Punk defeated Cody Rhodes. But what CM Punk did not know until after the match is that Randy Orton gave him the most dangerous 3 letters in wrestling, the Randall Keith Orton.
Yeah.
RKO. But gave him the most dangerous 3 letters in the WWE, and CM Punk defeated Cody Rhodes. Now it's all right. So now Randy Orton is back. He looks smaller. I thought he looked smaller. I thought he lost about 20, 25 of them things. I don't think he had 300 or something. I think he had that 265 range, 270 and stuff. But we see it now. We see Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and oh, do I like grudge matches? So I'm gonna like this. But outside of Sami Zayn and Finn Balor, who should be next for CM Punk?
Next for CM Punk.
Like, let's move those 2 out the way. Like, if we were to say, I want this person to actually get a shot outside of Sami Zayn, and we know if he go up against Finn Balor, they didn't really do that rematch, but we know he winning that match. Like, this is a Summer Punk. We know he's not losing to Finn Balor. But if you could put CM Punk in a match with somebody else, who would it be?
See, that's the tough thing. Yeah. I mean, and obviously they teasing it or whatever, and obviously he hot enough, but I'm also not sure if I'm ready for it. If we're going outside of those 2, the low-hanging fruit to me is Trick Williams. And I can't be like mad at that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be mad because it's Trick Williams, because hey, look, he came in and did exactly what he was supposed to do, which is get himself scorching hot, get himself elevated, get us thinking about him in main events and high-profile matches, and he has done that. So, you can't be mad. But the other thing for me, like outside of seeing the jacket he about to wear, I'm not interested in CM Punk title matches right now. So I'm looking at it from a perspective of like, do I even want to see CM Punk wrestle right now? And I don't think I do. Obviously, it's not because he's bad. It's just that, I don't know, man. This song and dance from CM Punk, I'm just kind of like, cool. I'm cool on it. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I'm cool on it. It's like that third day you order wings. It's like, I mean, but I know I like it. But you might even get fries the third time. It's like, just give me like that. Just give me the 6-piece. It's cool. And that's how I feel about his matches right now.
So let me walk you through what I think should happen.
Okay.
Sami Zayn gonna beat Finn Balor tonight. Let me just throw that out there. I think that's gonna happen, right? And of course, Sami Zayn is going to lose to CM Punk. Boy, when I tell you, you could go ahead and print money for CM Punk versus Kevin Owens. You could print that money, Jack. Oh, when I tell you, I hope that is where they are going.
Okay.
CM Punk, Kevin Owens, let's say SummerSlam. CM Punk, Kevin Owens, let's say Survivor Series. I'm invested.
Okay.
I am. You can go back to ROH. You could go back to the fact that these two don't sound like they like each other. But you could also go back to say these two really the same two niggas.
Right. Yeah.
But my God, if we could get CM Punk, Kevin Owens in the late summer, early fall, and get a trio of matches between them, and also CM Punk dropping the belt to Kevin Owens because he deserves it. If he's healthy enough, he deserves it because of what he did to help put over Roman Reigns. Remember, you said it. Yo, they need to be doing more for Kevin Owens than they doing right now because Kevin Owens is really the person who's putting over Roman Reigns. This whole shit with Roman Reigns, I know they wrestling too much, but hey, these two niggas right here.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I don't want Gunther versus Punk. I don't want Sami Zayn versus Punk. I don't want Finn Balor versus Punk. I don't want Trick Williams versus Punk. I don't want nobody to have a nice, decent feud. I don't want Drew McIntyre to come back and give him the Claymore. In fact, I hope Drew McIntyre comes back and give the Claymore to Trick Williams.
Hey, here for that.
I hope that happens. I hope that's who's getting the Claymore. But I'm telling y'all,
look,
right?
Here's what's up on that.
Yeah.
Here's what's up on that.
But I'm telling y'all right now, you give us CM Punk versus Kevin Owens, boy, you getting a lot of shit talking. You're getting a lot of great matches. You're getting probably a title drop, giving back. You're getting everything that y'all say y'all want. Y'all gonna get between those two.
Okay, yeah, fair.
That is
fair.
Y'all like CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre? Oh, you wait till you see CM Punk, Kevin Owens talk about how I ain't like you back in the day and I don't like you now and you full of shit and all of those things. Give me Kevin Owens versus CM Punk any day of the week and twice on SummerSlam and Survivor Series and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania weekend. I want to see those two as soon as Kevin is healthy and ready to go through a long feud with those two in the middle of it right there.
You know what? I'm not mad at that. I forgot about Kevin Owens, even though I literally mentioned them in the wrong part of the show. but and listen, I think his payoff was coming until the injury, because he is owed the payoff. That tribal chief run, it ran on Canadian gas, and that gas was Kevin Owens. So I'm not mad at it because whenever Kevin is ready, he deserves it. And nobody should challenge that. I don't care when you start watching wrestling. You can start watching wrestling tomorrow. Somebody need to get you up to speed about why Kevin Owens deserves whatever he about to get. So I'm not mad at it. But again, man, hey CM Punk, you gotta get out of the third day of wings mode for me. You need to just ramp up, bro. That's all I can say. You gotta ramp up. Because hey, look, not for nothing. You spoke about it earlier. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. I don't think we give Drew McIntyre enough credit about how much he sold this outside of the ring. Yep. This was one of those rare occasions where Mr. Pipe Bomb really didn't deliver to me in a roundabout sort of way. And if it wasn't for Drew McIntyre really selling the hell out of this on social media and in the ring, I think he out-promoted Punk in that feud personally. So ever since then, it's just like, okay, I get it. And now it's like high school where you're waiting for the cool guy to say the cool thing, but it hasn't been as cool as the other things he said.
Oh, it's gonna be cool.
You know what I'm saying? But Kevin Owens, though, he's gonna force you to be cool or ask your mom to transfer you to the school, to the other school. You might have to go somewhere else.
Hey, man. Kevin Owens, CM Punk, boy, look. Can't wait. They better not bullshit me on this one. I will become a member of the internet wrestling community that talks a lot of shit about you, Hunter. Paul Levesque, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, Jean-Paul Levesque, terrorizing.
All y'all.
If you don't put CM Punk and Kevin Owens together, all y'all getting tweets from me. That's how I'm back. You very rarely hear me on this podcast really be like, nah, shit better happen. Kevin Owens, CM Punk before the end of 2026. Better happen. All right, a couple of quick joints before we move on to night 2. The Usos and Jacob Fatu versus Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, and LA Knight. Yeah, Keys, Solo, and LA Knight wins. The fans love LA Knight. Why are they not putting him in any type of title program? And ladies and gentlemen, I ain't talking about world title. I'm talking about, hey, maybe it should be LA Knight versus Trick Williams. Hey, maybe it should be LA Knight versus the winner of Penta versus Chad Gable. Hey, why?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. And keep in mind, I'm the guy that was calling for this when he signed to NXT. I think what it is that LA Knight has flubbed in every single promo that was great. And I know that on the surface, that shouldn't be a big factor. But who's ever on your Mount Rushmore, who's ever in your top 10, who's ever a giant in this game, man, I just don't recall them having the LA Knight moment. And that's important for vignettes. That's important for DVDs. That's important for documentaries. It's just important. Tell me the time where you felt Shawn Michaels slipped. It's kind of like battle rap. Look, I used to get mad at people being like, oh, he choked. And I was like, but the round was still fire. But then you see Tay-Rock. And you see Charlie Clips. And you're like, oh, but they never do it, huh? or Tay-Rock for sure never does it. Right? And then and there's the separation. And listen, I don't even think Randy Orton's been the greatest promo guy his whole career. I don't remember the choke. I don't remember the flub. I don't remember it ever happening. Roman Reigns has had horrendous promos. Still didn't choke. Like the only time Roman's chokes have been wanting to call you a bitch. That's been his choke. Like when John Cena was like, hey, this is a promo, kid. You gotta do this. He almost looked like, fuck you, bitch. Like that's what his response was gonna be, and that one the choke. LA Knight, I think it's that. I really do think it's that. And that's unfortunate. I don't know how to help or change that, but it's almost better to have a clean bad promo than have a great promo with the choke, and he's now at a dozen of those.
So next question, do you like this version of Solo? Solo is now face, and he's really engaged with the crowd. He did his version of the running back heat and stuff, and everybody was laughing. Do you like this version of Solo?
I do. And I would tell you why. Solo Sikoa is literally Super Samoan. Right? He literally everybody. He Rikishi. He Umaga. He both the Usos. He Jacob Fatu. And himself. He everybody. And once he win the title, he gonna be Roman Reigns.
That's a great point.
The funniest thing ever. It's the funniest thing ever. And it works. It works. He's over. And it's almost like I wouldn't be sad if he was like, I wouldn't be mad if he was like, I'm no longer Solo Sikoa. I'm Super Samoan. Or I am Anoa'i Fatu. That's my name.
I have split Samoan personality. And 1 minute I'm this person, 1 minute I'm that person.
Yeah. And I'm going to be all of them. And you just got to deal with it. I'm okay with that now. Officially. I'm okay with it.
I didn't even realize that until you said, like, he has uncles and his cousins. Like, and his brothers. I ain't think about that. Liv Morgan versus Io Scott. So it's clear that Stephanie Fouquier is healthy and she's ready for Liv. So what should be next for Io, though?
Man, SmackDown.
Well, hey, there you go.
You know?
Hey, you know, I mean, this is nothing against Io. It's just like, you know, when we look at Io, it's like, I want Io to have the United States or the Intercontinental Women's Championship, but with all of our home, like with the other ones gone, it's like, yo, who you gonna put up against? This is gonna be interesting to see what they do with Io. If creative is really good in this situation, Gunther versus Nick Aldis is returning to the general manager role best for the National Treasure.
Not to me. Not to me. I respectfully, I don't think Nick Aldis is the greatest GM. Like he's a like that.
You don't need a GM that look like that could beat everybody's ass.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But y'all just billing them to not do it. You know what I mean? Like, dude, Nick Aldis is the man, dog. He's underserving the role because that's not who he is. That's not who he is. He just needs to do something else, but general manager ain't it though, for sure.
Yeah, my real quick thing on that one is literally, it's just like, it's like a manager in this case. You don't want to pick a manager that's bigger than the person that they're managing. Now seeing Nick Aldis go toe-to-toe with Gunther, I don't need that. I need a general manager that looks like they get their ass whooped by everybody on the roster. I need somebody that's like, I'm going to have to put you in a match against all of these people to pay you back instead of whooping your ass. Like Nick, you think you pissing me off now? Wait, hey, I'm gonna put you in a one-on-one match with me. Like, see, Teddy Long had to put you in a one-on-one match with The Undertaker. Nick Aldis just put you in a one-on-one match against him and whoop your ass. That's why I don't think he needs to be the GM anymore. And the way that he wrestled yesterday, nah, man, we need the national treasure Nick Aldis in the ring regularly. Before we get to night 2, the Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige. Cam be knowing. Cam said, hey, we not wasting no time here. The Bellas is going to turn on Paige right after the match. She going to take the pin, and they're going to turn on her. That's exactly what happened. That being said, do we need a feud from like 15 years ago, or is it sexist to even say that. Because we got John Cena versus Randy Orton. we got Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Like we still running back feuds with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. We still doing that shit. So we can run these feuds back with the men, but can't with the women. Is that sexist? Or it's like, hey man, sometimes there's double standards. And it is what it is. This is one of them.
Listen, this ain't even about double standards. I don't think I've ever seen a more non-over moment at a wrestling pay-per-view, PLE. I don't think I've seen a more not over moment in wrestling that you had to pay for than that one. And with that one, I mean Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige Aftermath. I've never seen a post-show moment so not over than that one. And I felt bad for Nikki Bella. I did. Because it's like, you so fine that probably should just be getting you over, but it ain't. It's almost like the new generation of wrestling fans want her to stop wrestling and just show up. Like, it's almost like she could just be the merch girl and she'd be more over than being a wrestler. When she laid that hit in, people, I think they might have popped because she thought they were going to hug. But then after they really realized what was going on, they were like, oh, I don't even want to see this. And then Brie obviously hurt herself for real, so hopefully speedy recovery for her. But them two little kicks, and even just the fact that she didn't even sell herself within the moment. This was just bad. John Cena can wrestle the same people from 15 or 20 years ago because he over. Like, that's why. Whether John Cena is winning or losing, he's over. Because the chant was, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. So 50% of us win no matter what happens. Nikki Bella can't even get a chant. And that's the problem. They're not even booing this woman. When people can't boo you, you're wasting everybody's time. And that's the problem here. Don't blame gender. Don't blame placement of the match. Don't blame none of that. Them girls are not over. Sorry. Those women are not over. And this needs to end. This is why you need house shows. This is why you need house shows, TKO Endeavor, because you're wasting precious TV time with beautiful women that ain't over. Sorry.
That match was terrible. I didn't want to tweet out bathroom break match because of Fatal Influence, not because of the Bellas and Paige. That is done, y'all. It's done. The Bella twins is done. Make them managers or something. Let's do something else. Fatal Influence, however, I mean, I know they was trying. They was, no, we read this. Yeah. You know, it made me feel bad that they was yelling that shit out, and it was so quiet in the arena that we heard what they were saying. Like, we read this, what I want? No, it's like, damn. I don't think we really supposed to hear that. But am I wrong in thinking that the Fatal Influence is the only real heels in the WWE right now? Like, to me, when I look at the WWE, when I look at being a heel, yes, there's shit that's cool about Fatal Influence. Yes, I'm a P1 Fallon Henley fan.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
wife last night made me laugh because she was like, JC Jane ain't got no hips or no ass. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
and that's like part of the issue with, like, but when we look at heels, they don't want you to like them at all.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all. And I ain't even got to say I'm the most beautiful. I ain't got to say I'm the most talented. Fatal Influence feels like the only real heels in the WWE to me. Am I wrong?
No, because there is no gray area. There is no there is a hard line on, hey, no, we over here with it, and the crowd let them know it. And you know what? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about right there. And see, and that's what made the post-match stuff worse, because you're actually doing a disservice to them. Because how are the true heels facing the women we supposed to like at SummerSlam versus the woman we know we like at SummerSlam? For the reaction they got, honestly, it should have been Fatal Influence versus Jade and my bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what they name, so I call them Jade and the bitches. So, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Jade and my bitches should have wrestled Fatal Influence. That would have been a way bigger pop, I think, around the board.
But
You know
they
what I'm saying?
not. They supposed to be heels too.
Right. Hey, right. And you know what? As much and as much as it may look like a stalemate, hey, listen, First Black Champ podcast, Camp from the Port here. I spent an entire year telling y'all, like, hey, Mia Yim is one match away from being featured endeavored.
You did?
Because of what I saw at Bridgestone when she came out, and only the dude 3 seats away from me popped for her. And I was like, oh, this ain't good. Especially after Elias was just out here. But be more over than Nikki Bella right now. Like, all three of them, B-Fab and them, they way more over than Paige and the Bellas. And hey, and look, and not for nothing, it's because I never thought I'd say this, but this is the perfect time to say it, because I'm not a hater. They wrestle better than them. They wrestle better than them. And hey, that's what it is for these new wrestling fans. Like, hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got us on this, because a good character was all you kind of needed, and we'll give you a burn for about a good 3 months before we be like, maybe this ain't it. Y'all, you new wrestling fans, no, y'all really here for the wrestling first. And y'all here for, like, the character in the story second. It's kind of why y'all getting the PLEs y'all getting. But I do respect the fact that y'all really here for the wrestling first, and they not it. Not Paige specifically, but as a trio, that ain't it. And I get it.
All right, man. So night 2 is coming up. So let's go through our predictions real quick to see if we're going to keep them the same or if we're going to change it based off of what we saw last night at SummerSlam Night 1. So number 1 contenders match for the undisputed WWE Championship, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn. I am keeping my prediction at Sami Zayn. Who you got?
Oh man. I think I picked Sami Zayn. I'm definitely gonna pick Sami Zayn tonight because I'm the real good guy promo. That's setting you up for the twist. That's setting you up for the twist. So even if for some reason I didn't pick Sami Zayn last week, we picking him tonight. That's
United States Championship, Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin, a returning Baron Corbin. Trick Williams it is.
Yeah. I don't think we live in the era where you lose your mid-card title and then you get into the main event title program.
Especially with this your opponent.
Right. You dig what I'm saying? So Let's just go Trick Willie for the win.
Interim Women's WWE Championship ladder match. Tiffany Stratton at home. Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair at her daddy's home, low-key. Chelsea Green and Lash Legend. Who will leave the interim women's champion?
Man, I still want to lean on Chelsea Green, but I ain't gonna lie, man. All this is pointing to Jade Cargill and Charlotte taking the belt from her. That's what I just see happening. So I'm gonna go Jade.
I'm keeping my prediction. Chelsea Green winning tonight. She's winning. That's gonna be.
I want you to be known.
And it's going to be pop of the night outside of the Intercontinental Championship, we'll get to in a second. But I'm not changing my prediction. Chelsea Green will be your new interim women's champion. I just loved the title of this. Anytime that I see it, has me rolling. Human Money's on a Pole match. Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. It is clear Liv is not cursed. But is Dominic cursed? Who wins the Human Money's on the Pole match?
Man, Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff have to be so proud. They have to. Vince Russo has to be. Vince Russo is creaming in his jeans over Vanhausen at this point. It ain't no Danhausen. I'm sorry. Man, listen, man. I still believe in Dirty Dom. I still believe that he is the future. I'm never going to forget that pop he wasn't supposed to get at WrestleMania. I'm picking him because no way Eddie Munster reboot should be beating Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam in 2026. I'm sorry. It just can't happen.
Joe,
that is crazy.
Not money on the pole. Human money's on the pole. That shit had me laughing every time that I hear it. Penta, Chad Gable, Intercontinental Championship match. I already know the answer to this because you don't like Penta. Chad Gable was in Minnesota, his home. This will be the match of the weekend. This will be the pop of the night. I am calling it right now. Chad Gable will win, and the family coming up into the ring, he gonna cry. This is Kurt Angle winning in Pittsburgh. People this right here. This is the bet you put down that you don't win only but like $1. Like, this is a foregone conclusion to me. World Heavyweight Championship, though. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Who did you pick before? Who are you picking today?
I think before I pick Seth Rollins, and I'm going to stick with Seth Rollins, especially with the Usos and Jacob Fatu losing. I think that is because I'm not sure if the Bloodline story in 2026 is a story right now. And I just feel like there's something else that needs to be told. I also feel like Super Samoa needs to be in it. You know what I'm saying? And what better story to tell on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown than the only Samoan that won that SummerSlam weekend was Solo Sikoa, because he wasn't down with the family. So yeah, I'm picking Seth Rollins again because, hey, listen, Roman Reigns' promo about his work daddy and all that was so cutthroat that now I got to see Seth Rollins win to see if he's really more important than Roman Reigns after the fact. And Seth Rollins got to prove it. So yeah, Seth Rollins.
I picked Seth Rollins last week, but after seeing Seth get the upper hand the last time they were together and seeing that the bloodline lost yesterday, I am changing my prediction. I believe that Roman Reigns will win tonight. It's SummerSlam 2. So, yeah, Roman must post. I did think that the surprise would happen and that he will win just like Seth Rollins pulled against John Cena. But I am changing my prediction, and I hope I'm wrong. All right, so we don't have a do we care because I think in this one we should care. So shouts out to the big homie Jonathan Hood. He had sent me a text saying that this is history that we should be talking about, where we saw that between Ring of Honor and AEW, they have 4 black women that own the championship belts. Willow Nightingale, world champion. TBS champion, Maya World, the Ring of Honor world champion, and it feels like she's closing in on Bruno Sammartino's record every day. Athena, and Ring of Honor's Women's World TV champion is Red Velvet. But when you add the ROH Pure champion, which is Lee Moriarty, the ROH TV champion, Leo Rush, the AEW TNT champion, Kevin Knight, who had a dope match at the last pay-per-view with Kenny Omega. And when you add the AEW World Trios champions, one of them being Ricochet, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black champions in AEW Ring of Honor. So when we talk about representation, when the internet wrestling community, say that again. When the internet wrestling community talks about representation, it feels like when you read what you just heard or heard what you just read, AEW is doing it in the way that the black internet wrestling community is doing it by having 8 of their belts owned by black people. Is this the organization? Is this the program we should be watching? Because it also does not feel like there's some pandering involved. Should this be the organization we should be watching and paying attention to?
I love your word choices. So, first half of the answer. Yes, we should be paying attention. I will personally hold myself at fault for not paying attention as much as I need to, even just through clips and YouTube and everything, because I purposely do go to other organizations and try to watch something when I got some time. However, the fact that this is a question and a worthy question, I want to say this. Some of y'all might feel it's a scorching hot take. You might feel that I'm trying to rage bait, but your actions have influenced this take. So be mad at yourself and be rageful at yourself. We try to bring the rage to me in the First Black Champ podcast. There's 8 black champions, all in the same time, same calendar year. And for one company and a subsidiary, right? Or partner. I don't want to call it a subsidiary out the gate like that because, business. But this just proves that inclusion is overrated. And I think real wrestling fans were absent in a lot of those conversations when Bobby Lashley and Kofi Kingston and the Brock Lesnar effect, I think a lot of when that was all going on. And hey, listen, when Leo Rush was leading the affirmative action assault on every organization that wouldn't give him a title shot or a belt after he had been there for 3 days, like I think this is all I think this is all y'all fault because, Swerve, I haven't forgot about you and everything else because here's the real deal. I'm never opposed to black wrestlers winning. I'm never opposed to black wrestlers getting shine or getting put in different positions to be great. I'm never opposed to that. However, when we are in a space where now you got 4 women that are champions and they don't look like Bianca Belair, now you quiet. When they don't have the resume like Naomi, you silent. And it ain't that they don't deserve it, because I'm not here to say left or right on that because of how little I watch, right? But however, man, there were so many wrestling fans that cared so much when ex-black wrestler lost and this person didn't get this opportunity and it was WWE based. But now when we've opened the scope and there's so many black wrestlers in other organizations, it seems to be a little bit quiet, even casually. So for me, that's what makes it overrated. Be as loud when every black champ wins. If it's really about black champions in wrestling, that's the only point I'm speaking to. I'm not speaking to nobody's talent. I'm not speaking to the booking. I'm not speaking to any of the outer workings, if you will. I'm speaking to your fandom, and it's you. Hey, if it's either a hit dog is gonna holler or bitch, I wasn't talking to you. It's one of the two. You gotta decide. So, with that being said, this is a great moment, but however, now y'all prove Triple H point when we have to bring this topic up only because of a sidebar conversation with ROG and not because this topic trended to the degree that we couldn't ignore it as wrestling fans wanting to have a conversation.
So it's a double-edged sword here. Because when I saw this, and I had a lot of stuff going on that weekend, so I didn't look at nothing, let alone wrestling. But when I saw that, I thought that was dope. When he sent me that, I was like, oh, that's dope. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't dope to me because of the people. But it was dope to me because of a person. So let me run down this list so you understand where I'm going. Willow Nightingale is over. Like, let me just say that Willow Nightingale, to me, should be one of the biggest wrestlers in the world because of how nice she is.
Facts.
Like, there's nothing negative that you can say about Willow Nightingale. She's amazing. Athena, she dealt with the WWE thing and everything, was put in a proper spot, but she dealt with that everything. She left, and she's been killing it ever since. But we don't see AEW regularly on television. You got to go online to go watch it. But that's nothing against that because she holding ROH down. I don't think a lot of people would be talking about ROH if it wasn't for her, and Red Velvet the same as well. Lee Moriarty is one of those people where like it's perfect for when we look at Ring of Honor. He's perfect for that brand and the wrestling of that brand. And Leo Rush, the crazy character he has going on, he has perfected that. Kevin Knight, I think, has been on a trajectory of being outside of what he does in the ring, amazing. And Ricochet is Ricochet. He's a name you know, he's a name you trust. I don't necessarily like this little gimmick. It seems like a suburban nigga trying to be a hood nigga, but okay.
Right.
However, out of all of those names, you know who I feel like went off the first glance or the first time you mentioned it don't belong there, and I think that's dope that she has the belt, considering how she got in this position in the first place, is Maya World.
Okay.
Unless you're real deep in wrestling, you're not going to know who Maya World is. You're not going to be like, this girl was here and here and here and there. Independence outside of that, you're not going to be like, oh, I remember this. Like, that is the name you don't know. And when she won the TBS championship, a lot of people were shocked. See, Maya World took the place of wrestlers who felt like they should be in a position, so her and another young lady took that spot, and they've been killing it ever since. So for Tony Khan to put that belt on her, I was really shocked and surprised. So what I'm saying is, out of the 8, 7 is expected to me. I expect Willow Nightingale to be a champ. And she's the first AEW Grand Slam champion. Women's champion.
Which is wild in perspective to me. Because it's like, I mean, they ain't been out a decade and she's already a Grand Slam champ. But that's speaking to my other point from earlier about titles and matches.
Right. And then when you say Athena and Red Velvet and Lee and Leo and Kevin Knight and Ricochet, I expect those. The name that I didn't expect and what to me make this dope is Maya World. Having that belt, because they could have easily been like, yo, let's put this belt back on Mercedes Moné, and we'd probably be having the same conversation when it comes to all the black women holding all of these belts and all of those things. We probably would say that. But we're saying it with Maya World being the champion, and who mentored her, Athena. Who's her OG? Athena. So being able to see that, and even looking at some of the other people on that roster that probably could hold that belt, when you talk about Megan Bain, who is a tag champion, when you talk about Sky Blue, who's been around, and the fact that she beat Hikaru Shida, who has won multiple AEW World Championships. Like, she was the woman who was holding all of that belt and that belt the longest when AEW first started. For her to beat her to win that belt, that to me is what makes all of this special. Because they could have easily went with Shahida and the belt would have had, let's just say, more notoriety behind it. But they didn't. They're putting the belt on somebody that they feel like can be helped by having the belt. And for that to be the person, that is dope. That to me is what makes all of this dope. That's what makes this all to be feel good, and not necessarily because it is so many black people winning the belt. It's the black people that they put in position to win the belt. See, any organization can go get 8 people and say, black people, and say, yo, we're going to put the belt on you. And it ain't going to make no goddamn sense, to your point, to some of the points that you were making. It is the fact that they say, yo, we're going to put this TBS championship on you, while Willow is the champ, and while your mentor Athena is the champ, and while Red Velvet is the champ, and all of these things. Don't put a belt on somebody black just because they black. Let's make sure that either they're over or you want to get them over. Yeah. Because either the belt is going to make you or you're going to make the belt. Yes. Willow makes that belt. Athena makes not only that belt, but ROH. Lee Moriarty is quintessential pure ROH. Leo Rush, crazy as hell. Kevin Knight, by next year, I think we're going to be talking about him even more. And Ricochet is Ricochet. But Maya, she's the one that don't necessarily fit and all of that. And that, to me, is a proper way of putting a belt on somebody in a way that puts that person over and looks good and looks dope. So
I dig that. I respect that.
So with that being said, any guarantees, I just said mine a couple of minutes ago. Chelsea Green will win
Yeah.
the WWE Interim Women's World Heavyweight Championship. She's gonna have the second biggest pop of the night. Chad Gable is gonna be the first, the biggest one. But I'm putting all of my money into the direction of Chelsea Green winning the the Women's World Championship tonight. A well-deserved moment for Chelsea Green with all that she does. She gonna lose that bitch to Rhea Ripley as soon as Rhea Ripley is healthy. But Chelsea
Yeah.
Green will be your interim Women's World Champion after SummerSlam Night 2. What's your guarantee?
Hey, I love your guarantee. I'm going to let my predictions be the guarantee because Damian has been saying some really cool and great things, and I want to respond to it versus the guarantee.
Let's go.
So listen.
Matter of fact,
I don't hate.
Matter of fact, hold on.
Okay,
We're gonna go ahead. Hey, the floor is yours.
We're gonna do it right. All right. So check it out. So Damian, I do not hate Penta as a wrestler. I actually think he's a great wrestler, but everything about this character and the way that the WWE just, I think it's borderline force feeding him to us, and I'm not feeling that. Plus, fam made me mad as hell when I think they was at one of the Saudi Manias, and it's a whole melee going on. Everybody getting beat up, and he started walking down to the ring, bro. Like, what is he doing? Like, yo, we about to fight. What are you doing? Like, you need to get down there in a fever pitch and faster pace and start beating people up. So I don't necessarily hate dude, but this ain't it for me. And I'll say this. I don't know if you caught the show last week, but I'm just not feeling Chad Gable basically doing the JBL MAGA Invitational, where he just beating up Mexican wrestlers all the time. I don't feel that. I don't like it. It's not cool to me. Like, we get it. He's El Grande Americano, but he's also Chad Gable. And all they had him doing is wrestling with Mexican superstars. Now he about to run the gauntlet of just fighting all of them for respect. Maybe as a Netflix movie series or a television series, maybe I dig it. I just don't dig it for this. That's all. Nothing away from their both individual talents, but again, like I was saying, a lot of the new wrestling fans of this era, they do love the wrestling first. But man, does the story and the character lack so much for me. And that's how I got into wrestling. And I know that may sound crazy, but I'm here for the pomp and circumstance first. I ain't even gonna cap to you. Especially as I get older, you got to get me entertained. Otherwise, it's just two men wrestling with drawers on. They're just tussling around in their underwear. I need more than that. But no disrespect. So now, you said you disagree on the AEW thing. Hey, listen, man, we black and brown. We live in America. Racism in everything we do. That's just facts. There's nothing we can do about that. Dude, hey, listen, bro. Currently, right now, I am the only black person in the leadership role in my entire company, let alone my venue. But they love me. I love them. We making it work. And now my job, I feel that I take on is making sure that more people like me get hired in the building so they can come in and wreck stuff like I did and elevate themselves like I did in 1 year. So although prejudice exists, discrimination exists, racism exists, the task is still on us to show up and be great. And in 1 year, I've gotten 3 roles and 2 raises. So when I speak to the black wrestlers today, I don't want black wrestlers to get opportunities because racism exists. I don't want them to get opportunities and get title matches and win titles because companies don't want to be labeled or deny or combat their personal prejudice. I just want them to show up and really be great. And a Bobby Lashley is great. A Mercedes Moné and a Sasha Banks is great. A Bianca Belair is great. But at the same time, are the Black wrestling fans recognizing that greatness? Because if we only recognizing Black greatness in loss or with missed opportunity, I don't think we really acknowledge it. And I'm just going to say that I feel that any time a belt is put on any wrestler, it should be because they're over first and because they're great. And if we are really watching wrestling, that's all it need to be. So now, are the Black female really getting good representation though? I mean, they're winning mid-card titles and not main event again. So now, I don't know if you call it the beginning of the show. What you're describing for me, my man, is literally what I don't want to happen to Oba Femi. And there's a lot of load blowing in wrestling. Pause. But there's a lot of load blowing in wrestling where you debut, you come in, you get the pop, you get hot, you get your title shot, you win your title, you lose your title, and then you only been in the company 18 months. So now what's left for you? I grew up in a different time. Granted, yes, Jake the Snake Roberts never won the world title. But Jake the Snake Roberts gave me 10 years of just great moments of wrestling at minimum. You dig what I'm saying? It's, there is a lost art. Like, people listen to wrestling nowadays and they watch wrestling nowadays, and words like jobber and mid-carder don't exist right now because it's too many people that think that, man, if you win 3 matches, why not give you a title shot? I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, it's so microwavable. It's so instant. It's just like, hey, listen, they for all the red pill goofs out there and all the people that's like speed dating, all of that, like, dig it. Now we live in a world, dating and relationships or whatever, where one side is, well, shoot, we've been messaging for 3 days. We might as well just get up and hit. Right? You think what I'm saying? Like, like, man, I DM'd you 3 times. You laughed and you hearted this. Like, we got to be cool. So yeah, so Thursday I'm gonna hit Raw. It's like, whoa, hold on, you ain't even met this person in real life, bro. You ain't seen how she treat the waitress. You about to hit Raw? Jesus, you can't do that. So that's what's happening in wrestling right now. And then the flip side is, right? You got people in relationships, marriages even, and they're online looking at other people's relationships. And they're like, oh, dang, yo, wait, why are we in Cabo? Why are we not buying a house? Why can't I have a new car? Why don't you pay for all my manicure and pedicures? It's like, well, you spend all the money on the pair of boots. You spend our disposable income on boots, sweetie. What do you want me to do? We ain't got no more money. I'm trying to figure out what we about to have for dinner tonight. Because you ain't cooking. But yet, this comparison of how fast or how you perceive how fast other people's situation is has now affected you. And there's so much instant gratification, and a lot of it is spilling over into wrestling. And that's why, dare I say, many of us feel that there are so many great wrestlers right now, when in reality it's probably like 50. It ain't like that. There's 1,000 people that can really wrestle, but there are not 1,000 people that are definitely great at professional wrestling. It's much like the NBA. Yes, you know what? Maybe the Rifleman Chuck Person is not one of the 50 greatest shooters in the world right now. But at the same time, that don't mean Paul George is better than Scottie Pippen. Don't mean that.
Well, look, I almost tried to find the Jerry Springer music to play at the end of this, but there's Camp's final thought. So
Yeah.
thank you all for joining us, Camp. The floor is yours.
Yes, man. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all coming into the stream and listening to this first Black Champ podcast episode. Man, it's been great to be amongst you all, be back in this wrestling community consistently, and everything that y'all do. Just like our guy Damien, man, who've been tuning in for a little minute now, man. We appreciate you, bro. Like, seriously. And all of you. Ross, it was great to see you back here. It's been a minute. Everybody that contributes in their own way to the FBC community, you are valued, you are appreciated. And man, even though we could do this show without y'all, we love having you around. So please don't stop coming through and engaging with us, all right? And always know, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. It's the Pit with the VP, DOC, and we are out. I love you, Nia Jax.